Hey there, Mustangs. We have an important change that I want to make you aware of that will start actually today and will go for the rest of this school year. When we have our passing time, as you're aware, we actually have two bells. The first bell signals class has ended and quickly move to your next class. We now have a tardy bell that goes at the 5-minute mark, and at that point we actually have teachers close doors and then we do the tardy sweep. Starting this week, to help you get into the class a little quicker, a little more efficiently, we still ask that you line up at the door just like you've always done. Don't go into that classroom until your teacher greets you. Sometimes your teachers have a thing or two that they've got to get set up for the next class, so if they're not right at the door, please line up at the door. After that, the teachers will line up at the door, and to speed you along, they're not going to scan you. They're going to actually take your attendance on the computer. So you're going to be able to come through that line a lot quicker, and that's going to be a big benefit to you in the process of our passing time in general. At the bell, as we said, we will close the door, and if you didn't make it in time, that does mean we are on our tiered consequences for our tardies, but you'll need to come and get a late slip before you can get back into that class. Now, we'll be doing that for each of our class periods, including first period. That's always been the case that first periods count as tardies, but we're actually going to do the tardy sweeps for first period. So please make sure you are in your room with the instructions of your teacher before the door closes at the bell. If you're not, then we will actually scan you in and you'll need to come in with a pass. I'm also standing right on this spot because it's rather important. This is the area that we actually restrict to our students because this is where our outside public can be. When a parent or a person who's not part of our school comes to school, they're allowed to be in this area, but they're not allowed to be in the area of the school that you are allowed to be unless they have a pass. So this lets parents know that they're not allowed to come in unless they've checked into the office and gotten a pass. But for students who are coming in late, sometimes this sends a little bit of a mixed signal. If you are coming in after 8 o'clock, that's 10 minutes after we have begun first period, you also should not enter this area unless you have gone to the counseling office to check in. You go to the counseling office through the courtyard, which is the door that I can see from here, but you can't. And you would actually go through there and get an admit pass that will get you into your first period class. Teachers, please do not allow anyone into first period unless they can give you a pass. If they don't have a pass, say, I need you to go to the counseling office or to one of the administrators to get your late pass. They shouldn't be coming directly to your class. We need them to check in first. Now, final thing, students, you have an ID badge, and you might be thinking, well, if our teachers aren't scanning our ID badges, do we still need them? The answer is, yes, you do. The primary reason for ID badges is it's a safety measure for our school. We have a great safety measure in the fact that we can easily identify each person by name. It's also great for students to be able to know each other's names as well. So that is still the expectation. We thank you for those who have done it as well as you have. Remember, your ID badge is a driver's license for some of the best privileges at school. That includes the vending machines, the Mustang Market, the gym, the hall pass. Being able to use your headphones and cell phone at lunchtime has to have an ID badge. If you don't, you do not have permission to use those. So if you do not have that, make sure you get an ID badge. We're coming up on a new quarter, and you can get the free one that comes at the start of a new quarter. As you've been aware, we have not had stickers as of late because we ran out. We have decided we won't be replacing those stickers. So if you have been waiting to get a sticker each day, it's time to make sure you get a correct ID badge. You can even pay for it with Crazy Points is just fine. On westlakestem.org, you can request a new badge, and that can be the badge you use for all those privileges we just talked about. You need to have that badge. If you don't, then you're going to be spending the rest of the year not getting to the gym or not getting to the vending machine, and that would be a crazy thing to do. We ask that you get that ID badge. I think that's it. That's a lot of things. Just a little bit of a different take on how we're doing our transitions and making sure we have those ID badges. Thank you, Mustangs.